All right, everyone, welcome back to another Football Unleashed video. I'm joined by Jay, Colin, and Omar to review the transfer window of the season. So, Omar, do you want to take it away with Arsenal's?
Yeah, so I think Arsenal had quite a good transfer window. I think they strengthened the areas that they needed to strengthen in terms of the midfield, the defense, and even the attack. They brought in Thomas Partey, I think was the main one. So that brings a lot of stability into the midfield. Danny Ceballos as well, bringing him on loan. So that's another midfield player. We brought in Gabriel for the centre back, and he's looking really good, fitting in quite well. And then obviously Willian, Prem proven, brings a lot of experience to the team. And then we bought a cheap backup goalkeeper. Seems to be all right.
Yeah, so with Partey, how does that change your midfield dynamic? Would you want to play three in the midfield or would it be two?
Yeah, I think his versatility allows us to switch between the two and the three, and because he can play that box to box role or that defensive midfield role, I think it allows Arteta to work with more formations and let Arteta play four at the back, which I think is his preferred formation rather than three.
Jay, is that what you want to see as well as an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I think even though we have so many DMs right now at the club, we don't have ones of the same quality of Partey that can actually, defend and actually play out at the same time to such a high level. So I think it will allow us to have defensive stability with Partey in a free, and also have even more creativity and offer, more firepower going forward. As I think I saw this stat where, I mean, usually we leave the stats to Mo, but I'm going to bring one out where he scored the most goals in La Liga since the 17-18 season out of all the midfielders. Like, obviously not including Messi and them lot, but
Oh, wow.
I think we can expect to see, a few goals coming from him as well.
I think it was
And
most goals from outside the box as a midfielder.
hmm?
I think it was most goals outside of the box as a midfielder since 17-18 season.
17-18,
Yeah.
yeah.
But outside the box.
Did I say inside?
And you just didn't specify.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I meant to
Yeah.
say outside the box, but yeah. And yeah, again, so Bios right now probably for me the best performing Arsenal player at the moment. It was huge to get him back on loan. I would have preferred if we signed him permanently because I don't think he would have been that expensive as well. Maybe in the same region that Liverpool bought Thiago for, maybe even cheaper.
Didn't Ceballos not want to come permanently though? I saw
No,
he
No, I
only
think
loaned
Real Madrid just... Actually, I don't think we even inquired really.
I think they wanted to do other signings now because they knew that Ceballos could come on a loan and then just make it permanent next year.
Yeah, I mean, probably
So
couldn't
that's a
afford it.
possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see with that one.
Mm.
I mean, it's probably better to keep it next year anyway, if you guys do want to sign him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we didn't sort of have a clause where it was either you have to buy, like an obligation to buy, or a clause with like the option to buy.
I think we
So
still got first preference though, I think.
yeah,
Do
I
you want
think
to go in?
especially with the player, I think hopefully he does do well this season again and grows more with the team.
Mm.
But yeah, so, I mean,
Yeah, I
he
think
signed.
still think Arsenal had a good window though.
Yeah, it was decent. I mean, obviously the attacking midfielder was sort of a bit. I don't think Willian was that important. Like, if we decide to play Willian in that attacking midfielder role where he has played that before, then I think, yeah, fair enough. I'd say Willian was a good signing. But as of right now, for me, Willian just means, Pepe doesn't start. And also it limits Reece Nelson's playing time a lot as well.
You know what? You say that, right? You say that, but I feel like remember the Sheffield United game when Pepe came on, Willian switched more towards the left or slash that attacking midfield role, like he was in that sort of area, and then that's
Yeah.
when we saw Pepe score, and that's when we properly opened them up when we played those three, like two proper wingers and then Aubameyang in the middle.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we play him right, it could work for us quite well. You never know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I said like when we were reviewing the match, for me it was more Nketiah just coming off. He didn't have a great game.
Yeah, he did not.
Maybe.
But Pepe coming, I feel like Pepe coming on was quite big for that game. But obviously, we're not talking about that now. But yeah, nonetheless, I thought, and also in terms of like the outgoings as well, I feel like Torreira going on loan could actually work because either he has a bad season and then we sell him, or he has a good season, raises his value, and then we sell him. You never know. Same with Guendouzi,
Selling
maybe.
me away.
But yeah, probably. Chances are at this rate that's what's going to happen. With Guendouzi,
Yeah.
I think
That was
sending him on
good.
loan will get him to mature up as well, and
Yeah,
hopefully he
humble
can
quite
make
a
his
bit,
way back into the Arsenal squad.
Yeah. I think in terms of the other two, the other two introductions to the squad in Pablo Mari and Cedric Suarez. I think Cedric Suarez was a good one because we definitely need to strengthen the right back role a bit because obviously Maitland-Niles isn't that natural right back, even though he does do like a pretty good job there. I think it was good to have more cover. And I mean, Pablo Mari, for me, I wasn't convinced by him at all.
I feel like we need to give
a
him
lot of
more
people,
time.
yeah,
I feel like he deserves more time.
yeah. A lot of people have different opinions about him. For me, I wasn't convinced.
I don't
Just
think he'll
because-
start for us anyway.
Yeah,
But
but to be fair,
when
he's a
we-
left centre back. They are, hard to come by, the good ones.
But what he does
Hopefully-
offer is that rotational role as well in like cup games and Europa League and
Yeah,
etc. When he does come fit.
true.
So who would you guys want to see start then? If you were going to play a 4-3-3, who would be your starting partnership in the centre backs?
I think for me it'd be Gabriel and Louise, I'd say, to start off with. And
Me-
then I think we transition into hopefully Saliba if he stays.
Yeah,
If
so
he
for
stays,
me,
you're already talking about him leaving.
On loan,
no, it's a
I
loan
see.
move
Okay, yeah.
to Brentford.
yeah,
He's thinking of,
possibly.
and with that, I could see Ben Rama come the other way.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Or Buendia if he goes to Norwich.
Yeah, so
But yeah,
I think this is a player that gets overlooked a lot just because he isn't as good on the ball as other players. But it would be Gabriel and Socrates. For me, still defensively, he is our best centre back at the club.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you a
He
lot
is the
there.
best centre back at the club.
Arsenal were looking to get rid of him this season. So I don't
that's
think
because he can't play out.
I'm-
He can't play. But defensively, he's the best centre back at the club.
but chances are he won't be picked if we wanted to sell him.
Yeah, I know, but Isham was saying, what would you want to see? Obviously, it probably
Yeah,
isn't
but
going to
you've got to
happen.
be realistic about it as well.
That's what
What's
I'd want.
realistic?
No, but he's not some dead player. Like, he's still quality. He
I
just
don't
can't
think
play.
he'll nod in, I can't lie. Honestly, I think it would be more likely to be holding with Luis, partnering Gabriel.
Mm.
So is that
For me as
even
well-
if Socrates wasn't linked with the move away, you'd say that same thing, Omar?
Well, he doesn't fit the system. We need two ball-playing centre-backs and he doesn't know how to play with the ball at his feet. So it doesn't fit. And for that reason alone, he shouldn't really be in the starting 11. Because that isn't integral to the way we play out the back. So if you can't do that, then he's a liability in that sense.
I mean, if we're being honest, though, not many of our centre backs can actually properly play out, apart from
the
Gabriel.
two that can, though, are Gabriel and Luis, probably.
Last game, Luis looked so bad playing out.
In that
Usually,
Liverpool game, your defenders did not know.
holding was awful,
They
especially.
were awful.
Yeah, Luis' last game with Sheffield United had a shocker. I think it was a one-off. We do see Luis has these dips throughout the season. I think that was one of them, and hopefully he'll bounce back next game.
Again, though, with Partey coming in, you never know. That could just improve the whole defence as well. Because they'll have less to deal with.
Yeah, it's just
Make things up in
protection
the
in
back a lot
front of
easier.
your
Exactly.
defence. He's a quality signing. He's quality.
For me,
But yeah,
I do want to bring up Torreira again leaving because for me he's better than Jack. I mean, in the 18-19 season, for me he was behind probably like Lacazette and Aubameyang. We were just crazy that season. He was our best player by quite a long way. and because he was getting deployed as a bloody like attacking creative midfielder under Emery, people forget how good he really was.
He was really good.
He dominated. He dominated teams. He dominated Tottenham. I mean, he dominated Liverpool at home. Obviously, Liverpool away, he had a bit of a shocker that season. But yeah, against the big clubs, he turned up. And for me, if you give him time to, with like Ceballos and Partey, that is a much stronger than midfield than when we have Xhaka in that team.
Yeah, I think time is.
I feel like it's more to do with the system as well. You got to think about, obviously time is important, but if he fits the system or if he doesn't, up to the manager.
For me, there's not apart from leadership. Xhaka doesn't offer anything that Torreira does.
That's something the team lacks, is leadership. So where else would we get it from other than Xhaka? That's important in a team. We saw it with Liverpool as well. Without Henderson, look how they capitulate sometimes.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah, because you talked about playing Torreira over Xhaka, but like the leadership is something you definitely need. So while Torreira might be a better player technically and ability-wise, that leadership is definitely needed.
But then Torreira also, in terms of that sort of leadership kind of aspect, you'd probably put like hard work and effort into a similar category like that. For me, Torreira offers that more than any other player at the club.
They're two different things, though. You can work like Kante's a hard worker, but he's not a leader role, is he? Not at all.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I get what you mean.
So that leadership is definitely something that all clubs need, and I don't think you can just sub Xhaka off because it's something that is just every team needs it. It's a good quality to have in a team, and yeah, where else do Arsenal get their leadership from? If it wasn't Xhaka.
I mean, your captain, innit, Aubameyang.
But
you'd expect him to be a leader, seeing as he's your captain. But
I mean, Aubameyang's more of a captain where it's like sort of lead by example.
Yeah, like a role model type. Whereas Xhaka's an on-field like general, like he will direct the players what they need to do, what they're doing wrong, that kind of thing. Mouthpiece of the manager. But yeah. So what would you guys give Arsenal in terms of rating out of 10 for the transfer window?
I'd probably give him like a 7 or 8, because you've strengthened where you need to, and you've got rid of players like Guendouzi. He was obviously need to go, and he's gone. You've offloaded Torreira because obviously the manager thought he didn't need him. So yeah, I think they've had a pretty decent window.
I'd agree with that in the main. Yeah, 7 or 8 out of 10. They've improved the majority of places they needed to, and even looked at squad depth, particularly in defence.
Yeah, I was literally. Sorry, go
on. Martinez is a big loss, but I think you've more benefited of him going than him staying. So.
£20 million for a backup goalkeeper is quite
he's a backup keeper, so
you can't really say no to that.
Yeah, you can't really have a £20 million backup keeper. Yeah,
so you've definitely more benefited from it than not. So 8 out of 10 is probably my final verdict.
Yeah, I was deciding. For me, it was split between 7 and 8. So I think the wages are a slight concern for me in what we've given some people, such as Willian and Thomas Partey. But yeah, the rest of it is pretty good for me. So 7 or 8.
Yeah, I have to agree. 7 or 8 for me, I think. In terms of the wages, I feel like that's going to be a problem for a year, and then obviously a lot of players are probably going to leave next summer. Specifically like Kolasinac, Özil, Sokratis, Mustafi.
Whether we get Champions League football as well.
That's true. But for now, yeah, I'd say 7 or 8.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll call Arsenal's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 transfer window, which is one of the best ones you will see this summer. So we'll move on to Aston Villa then. Aston Villa.
That was Aston Villa. Yeah, you say Arsenal might be one of the best ones, but this is looking like a very positive window for them as well.
These lot had a banging window, man.
I mean, looking at it,
like a lot. A few weeks ago, when we did our predictions, we were predicting these guys guaranteed relegation. Imagine.
Yeah.
I'm rethinking that's like I think they can easily finish mid-table now because
Yeah,
They-
I think they'll challenge.
100%.
I did not expect the players to gel like they've had, especially like obviously with Ollie Watkins was such a good signing. Like I think they spent 40.
I think it was
How much did
33
you spend on
million on him.
it was 33 million. Ollie
Oh,
Watkins was.
for Watkins, yeah. Wesley was like 40 million, I think it was.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
spent 40 million on Wesley the season before, as their top striker, their number 9, and that just didn't really work out at all. And they've spent a lot of money again on a striker, and Ollie Watkins, but this time it's looking to have paid off quite a bit.
Yeah, true. Matty Cash as well. He's
Mm.
he's a good right back, young right back from the Championship. Obviously, he needs time to prove himself, but he could become very good. He's got that potential, so that's not
Yeah, he
terrible
looks quite good as
transfer
well. Yeah.
100%.
Honestly,
Obviously,
I
the
think
big-
we've left the two bigger ones. We haven't
Martinez
mentioned them yet.
and,
Martinez and
Barkley.
Barkley. I think they're the two
Yeah.
bigger ones that will.
Mm.
Martinez
I don't
in
know, but I
particular,
think
there's more
Watkins
important
is the
to
main
Aston
one,
Villa.
but Martinez is my
They've
Yeah,
added
because
goals to their team. They needed that. In
Yeah.
Watkins and Barkley, I think they really needed that.
With
Yeah, and now
Martinez. They
thrive
were
even
playing
more
a lot of
with quality of players he has around him.
with Martinez though. That is, I think, quite important as well because they struggle to find like a very good goalkeeper that would be consistent for them. And
Yeah, they
Martinez
sound
on his debut saves a
Reina.
penalty. Obviously, they're going to think straight away that we've got a real goalkeeper here.
Yeah, because I think in January last season, I think their situation was so bad that they signed Pepe Reina as like sort of a panic buy almost, which obviously still didn't work out too well. But yeah, now they've landed Martinez, and I think they've got the best defensive record in the league so far. So
They're
Wow.
undefeated currently.
Yeah, they're undefeated right now, 3 wins.
And
So-
they brought in obviously Bertrand Traore from Lyon, which is obviously he's a minor signing compared to the rest, but obviously it adds a bit of depth. I think another
Yeah.
main thing is that they didn't lose Jack Grealish, which is the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that was a massive
That's
concern
massive.
for all Villa fans, Villa players, all of that. That they
New
would lose
contract as well, and he's
Grealish,
Yeah,
there for a while
long term committed.
now. Long term.
and they didn't
Mhm.
lose anyone else of like note either. Like
Yeah.
in terms of the
Mm.
outgoings, no one massive left. So in terms of a rating for them, I'd give them a solid like 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there, like 8, 9, because they've brought in quality. They've strengthened where they needed to, and they've added goals. I think they really lacked that last season. They've added it,
Mm.
so
100%.
and stability at the back as well. It's
Yeah,
all
I
in
mean,
window.
from like what is it from putting Aston Villa as like sort of the team that were guaranteed to get relegated to now thinking that they can challenge for the top 10. I think you have to give them a 9, definitely.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Brilliant window.
Yeah, I'd agree with a 9, with an 8 or a 9. I wouldn't say challenge for the top 10. I think that's a little bit far. I'm not sure how consistent they'll be throughout the whole season. But I think they'll be safe from relegation. Top 10, I wouldn't go that far personally.
8 out of
but
10 is a bit harsh just because they beat you 7-2. Like you have to give
Yeah,
it a
honestly.
I said 8 or 9, didn't I? 8 or 9 out
You
of
said
10.
8 or 9. That's fair though.
I just
I
always
think
been
if
this-
anything, he should respect. I think respect for Aston Villa as a Liverpool fan would be going up. To these.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, honestly. But
So fair enough.
So we'll give them a 9, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we can give them a 9.
solid window.
Okay.
So we'll move on
Now-
to Brighton Hove Albion, another half decent one, I think.
I wouldn't
I mean,
say
it's a lot
half
more
decent.
archers than
I think
actual people.
I don't know. I think there's only 2 really big ones that they really brought in, which was Lallana and Veltman. Obviously, Veltman's got that Champions League experience, like title winning experience with Ajax, but he'll be a good player to have. Lallana again, if he can stay fit, which is obviously very unlikely, he would be a good player. But I still feel like they're just going to lack a bit of quality to really push them up the table.
Losing Shane Duffy, I think, wasn't the way to go. I think they could have held on to Shane Duffy and just, even if they weren't going to start him, just have him there as a backup. because he played well, didn't he, last season?
Yeah, he had a few
Yeah,
solid
Him and
games.
Dunk were like really good.
But they've got Ben White, who came in from his loan,
Yeah.
came back from his loan. So he's played quite well so far, hasn't he?
That's true. Ben White is
yeah,
a good
Really,
player to
really
have.
well. For Leeds. I'm pretty sure Leeds wanted to sign him permanently, but Brighton
Yeah.
have the.
Obviously, against Manchester United, he had a bit of a mare, but other than that, in the Championship, he was a solid defender.
I'm surprised they just took the risk on him like that. They showed a lot of confidence in him in loaning out Shane Duffy and putting him in like straight away and giving
Straight away.
all of
straight
that.
into
Like, it's
the
kind of
team.
risky. It's kind of risky in case he couldn't hack it. But they gave him confidence, and it looks like it's well placed confidence because he's playing well. So
I think the big departure as well was Aaron Moy. He's been
Yeah,
so
100%.
good for Brighton
100%. Very consistent for
the
them.
past 2 seasons. I think a lot of their fans as well were sad to see him go, but
Yeah.
I think
yeah, I'm not surprised.
Agreed.
He gave a lot every time he played for them. He gave everything pretty much, and he was a good player. So definitely, I'm not surprised that they're sad to see him go, but we'll see who have they got in midfield now. It's Basuma and Alzate, I think, have been starting.
Yeah,
Basuma's
that
played well, though.
Don looks really good though.
Basuma's always been quite good for them as well. So.
Yeah,
And
Basuma's
now they got
good.
Lallana obviously when he's fit. So
yeah.
So they're not lacking midfield options. It's whether they can get that dynamic together, which seems like they have been. Sort of.
I think they've got some. They've had some performances that are better than others, but
Room for
as in, I
improvement.
feel like it's one of those teams that on paper don't look as good, but as a team they perform quite well. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how big this guy's is for you, but obviously, Anthony Knockaert going to Fulham. He obviously, I think he
Spent
could-
the season there
Yeah,
last
like
season.
a year award for the championship, or he won one of those awards. When Brighton before they got promoted, but he hasn't really
but
made. That up
He
from
hasn't
that.
really made any. He hasn't really done anything in the Prem.
Yeah,
he spent the whole of last season on loan at Fulham anyway. I think it was. So
yeah.
I don't think they'll miss him too much. But Brighton overall, what would you give him as a rating?
Oh.
I'd go quite average. Quite average. 5 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
I
agree
think I
with
agree
that.
with
5,
that.
maybe
Yeah.
6, but 5 is.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
I'd
me,
give him a
'cause
5.
part is I would have said a 4 really, because obviously Montoya, quality right back, leaving.
Yeah, personally, I think a 5. It was just average. I think that's the best way to put it. It's just an
It's
average.
average.
Window.
It's
So,
just a really average
yeah.
transfer window.
Okay. So
All right, Burnley's up next.
Yeah, quick ones.
We don't have to spend too much time on it. They brought in Dale Stevens, and that's about it. Lost a few players here and there.
And both they brought in. Yeah, it was on a free as well. They spent no money this window.
So moving
a
on.
lot
So
of
what's the
Burnley
ratings for Burnley?
Quite angry with that. Like after I think they did decently well last season. Obviously they're not like the biggest of teams, so maybe they were quite hit quite badly by COVID and stuff. But I would have thought they would have made spend at least some kind of money. But yeah, they lost obviously Joe Hart, Aaron Lennon, Jeff Hendrick. Some decent players there, but this season, I think they've got some good results. Obviously the most recent being quite poor against Newcastle, but
as a transfer window, what would you rate them?
I mean, they held on to Nick Pope as well. I thought there was a chance he could leave. So
that is true. That is quite big for them.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. That does add to their score, I suppose.
I mean,
okay, well then it goes from a 1 to a 2
3?
for me. That's about it.
Facts. That's facts. It goes from a 1 to a 2.
Right, 2 or 3.
For me, it's a 2. Just didn't do
Well,
enough.
We can give them a 2. They still won't be the lowest that we have today. So
will they not?
Oh, is that so?
I believe so.
Okay, let's see. Let's keep going.
All right, 2 out of 10
How
for
that
Burnley then.
happens.
2 out of 10. Yeah.
On to Chelsea. Chelsea's an interesting one.
Wow.
Jeez, man, these
After
guys.
This is
After
going to
the
be
transfer
tough.
ban, they went all out after the transfer
They
ban.
went all out.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I think we all knew they were going to spend quite a lot in this
Yeah.
window.
Yeah, but no one thought that like
Yeah.
Abramovich and Lampard were playing like Ultimate Team or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I was
So,
gonna say
yeah.
career mode, but it's more like Ultimate Team because the chemistry ain't working so far. But I feel like
yeah.
that's.
I think that'll
time.
take time. I think they'll Ziyech is still to come in as well into
Yeah.
their team. So
Yeah, I think Ziyech is going to be the big one for me. I mean, obviously, the thing is, I think like last season, everybody thought with Hazard's departure, they were going to struggle so much in attack, but they still scored relatively, a good amount of
yeah,
goals.
like
Was the
I think they
defense
need
that let
more.
them
Like
down.
I think they need another centre back to be honest. But
Yeah.
I think they strengthened the wrong way. I feel like they
Yeah.
bolstered
I
their
agree.
attack, which was already fairly good, and then left the defense quite weak. I think they brought in Ben Chilwell, but again, that's not going to fix the central defense.
Ben
And even
Chilwell and
Thiago
Thiago
Silva.
Silva, and then
Thiago
obviously
Silva is
At the end of the season, if we're being honest, that's
at least
that's
they got a new keeper though. At least they got a new keeper. I don't really know much about it, but
he doesn't
looks
even.
alright to be fair.
But
Bro,
he's
I'm
still
so
better than
shocked
Kepa.
with Martinez. You have
No, I feel
quality-
Martinez is
quality
better, but
goalkeeper.
this
This guy,
Edouard
I'm not.
Mendy doesn't look too bad.
This guy's looked poor from crosses for me. He doesn't look that good from. He hasn't really seemed like that authority. I don't know how to pronounce the word. He lacks authority. He lacks authority when it comes to dealing with balls into the box, which I think as a keeper is a key quality to have. It reassures your defenders who already look shaky as it is.
But in terms of the way he played in League One, obviously he came from Rennes, and they finished third before the season got axed. Third place for a goalkeeper, it's not too bad. Even though he's not particularly young. He's 28, but 22 million isn't too bad. I feel like they got a fairly decent signing in that regard.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
playing
I
the fact is,
he has. I mean, he has to be better than Kepa, surely. Like
the main thing is though that they didn't get rid of Kepa.
I will be shocked.
But they didn't get rid of Kepa, which is a main thing. Because imagine having a player that's £72 million, like
I think they'll loan him
guaranteed
out.
bench warmer.
I think they'll loan him out hopefully, and then he'll pick up his form at another club, and then he'll probably leave.
But for this season, I feel like
Very well,
obviously he's going to be a bench warmer unless he goes to the Championship, which is unlikely. So, in terms of obviously Timo Werner is a massive sign. He's a wicked player, one of the best forwards in the world last season.
Hasn't really hit the ground running, but I
0
expect him
goals
Again,
so far in the Prem.
I think he'll pick up form.
But he's played well. He hasn't really had the opportunity.
Just hasn't scored. Yeah. But I feel like he should play. I feel like he's more of a left-sided player rather than a straight-up goal-scoring like striker. So I feel like if he deployed more on the left, which he was against, I think it was Spurs, which is when he scored his first goal. We could see something happen there. But what is disappointing is I feel like the players that like Mount and Abraham, because those two players are likely to get a look in the first 11, but they proved themselves quite a lot last season.
I don't know about Abraham.
I don't know about Abraham either.
I don't know about Abraham.
He still scored 18 goals coming from the Championship.
Yeah, but he missed so many chances.
Misses a lot of
probably
chances.
the reason that we managed to nick that 2-2 draw with them at Stamford Bridge.
I feel like he offers more as a striker though, in terms of like his height, his physicality and stuff. Whereas if you look at Werner as a winger or as a left forward or something, or a second striker, I feel like that's where they should be looking to like move towards.
Abraham's not first team quality.
Yeah,
he could be with the right players around him though. With like Havertz, Ziyech.
Around Abraham.
Yeah, but as in the players, I'm not saying build a team around Abraham, but I'm saying he could perform better with like better creative players like Ziyech and Havertz.
I don't know. I feel like he had really good service last season still, and he just wasn't clinical enough, like we've seen earlier in this season as well. But yeah.
So Omar, how would you structure Chelsea's attack then? Who would you look to start? And
it's a really difficult question. I can't lie, because they have like a lot of good players around like Pulisic as well, who's coming when he comes back from injury.
Yeah, when he
he'll be-
comes back as well.
he'll
Pulisic
deserve
I
and
it.
think
Ziyech come
Pulisic
back.
100% start left. I think they'll probably go Werner up front, like
Yeah.
left mid Pulisic, attacking mid Havertz, right mid Ziyech, with like
That looks
Kante
like it.
and
Kante,
Kovacic behind him.
Kovacic,
I don't think
Yeah.
Lampard or Coutinho. So
and then obviously Mendy in goal, Chilwell on the left, James on the right, as a left back, right back, Thiago Silva and probably Zuma, I think is the way they want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second centre back is interesting. It's quite a lot of competition for it. Zuma, Christensen, Rudiger if he's fit.
You say
Tomori.
competition, but it's low quality competition.
It is.
Low-
It is
yeah.
low
Know what I
quality
mean?
competition, but
Even though I still think
Christiansen and
Thiago Silva's
Rudiger.
he's 36. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a stupid signing.
But he's had some good games. He's had some bad games so far. So
They could have easily gone in for like a Gabriel, a Ruben Diaz, a Koulibaly, and
I feel like they missed the
money.
mark in the investment in terms
When
of
like
the
easily
defense.
they start Mason Mount, who's done a decent job at attacking mid, and not spend that money on Havertz, and go for a proper top quality centre back. That would, and then I think if they had that top quality centre back, 100% we'd be talking about them right now as title contenders.
100%.
I
I
agree.
feel like
Yeah.
Thiago Silva. Yeah, like as in, I agree with you as well. But I feel like Thiago Silva is their number one centre back. I feel like competition is more for that second place role. I feel Zuma edges it. I think Christensen, because obviously Rudiger and Tomori they wanted to get rid of, at least either on loan or permanently. And Christensen is that
Tomori, they want to get permanently.
No,
Tomori,
on
I think, was loan.
Rudiger was permanent, but still, I still don't think either of them or any of those centre backs have the quality to allow Chelsea to push for a title.
I agree with most of what they did. They probably should have looked at getting a world class centre back in, but the names you mentioned, they weren't as much of a leader figure as Thiago Silva is, and I think a lot of what is needed is leadership in that defence, and it makes a huge difference. What was that?
He's 36 years old. You're not going to get more than one season out of him.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But I think that's what they need.
I
think that's what they wanted, though.
That good a level at all.
But I think that's all that they needed was that year, so then they can. As in, he's just. I think he's there for a bridge, like a placeholder for a season, and then they're able to get their big centre back in next season.
Exactly.
When they have funds again.
He's there to kind of.
With the way things are looking, though, with like the competitiveness of Everton, obviously, naturally Liverpool and City, and Arsenal and Tottenham especially Tottenham making big strides forward at the start of this season, it's not a guarantee that Chelsea are going to get Champions League football. So if they do end up, obviously, getting fifth or below, questions are going to be asked of why didn't they spend that money on improving the defence? Because I think if they are to have a poor season, it will be because of that, not the attack.
I think so we mentioned so Thiago Silva, I think he'll be there for a season or whatever, and he's there to boost the defense's confidence at the time and just kind of give that leadership, and then they can bring in someone, hopefully a world-class centre-back, but that then can take them over for a few more seasons and whatever. But at the same, also, because their attack would have had a season in the Premier League then, and they'd expected to have been adapted by then. So they'd be ready for the season to properly come at it, and just tear apart teams. So a world-class centre-back added on to the attack who's already gelled, who's already had their adapting season to the Prem, then I think next season that sets Chelsea up for next season perfectly. Because I think if you bring in a world-class centre-back now, they'd have less of an effect than if you bring it in next season because of this whole leadership thing. Because Thiago Silva will just bring in a bit of composure, a bit of leadership to just structure the defence.
What I want to know is what's to say that obviously they bought Thiago Silva on a free, So what's to say that they couldn't spend that money on another centre back separate to Thiago Silva? So they have Thiago Silva and someone else, rather than bringing in either a Ziyech or a Havertz or something.
Yeah, they could have done that. I'm kind of on the fence whether I'm kind of not sure if they should have done that instead of getting an attacker in, because an attacker. Okay, if I had the choice of signing one of an attacker or a defender, and you sign one of them this season and the other next season, I would sign the attacker first and then the defender next season.
Okay, but if you're performing at a really high level,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say really high level though. They were.
I was like, okay, but what really is the main liability of Chelsea's team is the defense. It's not as much the attack. The attack is performing, but the defense letting a lot of goals, and that's what caused them to like struggle at certain times. So
because when you look at that Chelsea team, you don't think, oh, how are we going to break this team down? Nobody thinks that. But everyone thinks, this is a goal fest. Like,
I think Thiago Silva's just there for a year. I think that they signed this other Sarr guy in it, and he's out.
But he went on loan.
I think next year he'll come in, and I think that's what Thiago Silva's here for. As Sean said, just that leadership, composure, and then I think next year they'll either bring him back on from loan or they'll bring in another centre back, because I think this year is just about that leadership and that composure that Thiago Silva brings for that 1 year.
Since they didn't bring in another centre back, I expected Lampard to change the system a little bit to just offer the defence a bit more protection. Like, if Kante were to play just a bit further back, right, just hold the defence a bit more, and then they'll have Kovacic in between. And obviously they've signed their attackers and whatever. So I expected them to do more of the attacking, and Kante would go back into a little bit more of a more defensive role to give the defence more protection that they needed since they didn't sign a centre-back. But it doesn't look like he's done that so much. I think Kante's not playing as far back as I thought he would have.
And the fullbacks are really on as well.
I expected them to do that, but that's even more reason why I thought Kante would sit back.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've covered Chelsea, I think, in a lot of depth.
Yeah.
Ratings, what were you saying for the ratings then?
For me, it's a 9.
I have to agree with that.
I'd give a 9, yeah. 9 sounds good to me.
Yeah, 9.
All right, so we're going to move on from Chelsea, who had a lot of activity in the transfer window, and we're going to move on to Palace, who didn't have as much transfer activity, but what do you think of their signings, Jay?
Absolute baller. Pro.
100%.
I mean, this is going to be another quality player to watch in the Premier League. I'm really happy they've made this signing. I think throughout the last season, we've seen this guy, get posted all over social media from the Championship, and now we get to actually see it in top flight football.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him play. Even in the game that he played so far, he's been a wicked player. For £20 million, great signing, and they've managed to keep Zaha as well. Half season, whole season, you never know. But Zaha and Eze, and then they brought in Batshuayi on loan, I think it is. So I think that those players together, that's a solid front three. Or
they look.
In terms of Eze, you could play him anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, Eze's had a good start as well. It's not like he's been slacking or anything. He's coming in. He's played well from the start. So definitely a good signing for Crystal Palace, Eze, who we all expected to be. But to be honest, I didn't expect him to perform so quickly.
Yeah. He looks so comfortable in the Premier League already in his first couple games. So in terms of ratings, what are we saying?
I mean, not many outgoings or incomings, so I'll give it a 4 or 5.
Oh, it's above average.
I'd
say 6.
I'd say 5. Okay.
I'm definitely leaning towards 6, yeah.
Yeah, 6. Okay. Solid 6.
Yeah.
Everton.
Jeez.
Well.
Carlo Ancelotti, his pull is coming big this season.
Yeah. And the board have backed him as well.
in
the
the
board
Premier
of
League, if
backing.
any team had to win the win the transfer window, I'd say Everton out of the Premier League.
Ooh.
I think
it's
out of the
tight,
teams in the
it's
Prem, I
tight,
think they've
but-
had the best window.
Definitely, I'd agree with that. It's quite funny. What I've just seen is that of all their signings, their most expensive one was Ben Godfrey.
No, James Rodriguez, I think
No,
it was.
Alan was more.
No. Rodriguez was 22 mil. Godfrey
Yeah.
was
Rodriguez
20.
was free.
20. Decore was 20.
Rodriguez was free.
Oh, I've got.
Apparently, he's 22 mil.
I thought
Yeah,
Rodriguez was
26
free,
mil.
and I've got here that Godfrey was 24 mil.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel we need to like check our sources together because
I know on Sky
source I'm
Sports right
looking-
now it says 22 mil, but I know
Yeah.
for a fact it's free.
You know,
Yeah,
for a
I-
fact it was free over Sky Sports. So yeah, I got.
Okay,
Jay,
for now
Jay
we'll go
with
with
the
Sky
sources.
Sports. But
Yeah.
less worrying about the transfer fee itself, but like more of the player. Obviously,
Quality of the player.
Rodriguez, no one was really sure how good he was going to be adapting to the Premier League and everything, but he's come in and he's become like already one of the best
Absolute baller.
forwards.
Absolute baller.
Trust me.
Rodriguez, he's
Such a
he's
joy to
different
watch,
gravy, bro. Oh my. Jeez.
Obviously, they kept Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, and those two playing together.
Mm.
Obviously, always been strong, but and then they
Richarlison,
still-
I mean, yeah, Calvert-Lewin stepped it up this season, though.
yeah,
I mean, by the
definitely,
looks of things,
definitely.
he's stepped it up.
Massively.
I
But
mean,
then you've
well,
got like they've fixed their midfield. They've always had this weird issue with their midfield. Where they
Yeah,
had like instability. Now they've got a stable midfield with Alan and Decore as well, bringing that protection to the defense and also that box to box like carrying, ball carrying ability with both those two as well. So solid window. And then obviously Ben Godfrey, young English centre back, who can fit
yeah.
in.
I don't really
quite
know
quickly.
like how good this guy is, but I mean, for
But then
yeah,
it's
'cause
20
obviously that
not-
Norwich defence last year was absolutely
Yeah.
shocking, but
we'll just have to
With
wait and
data,
see.
but
Obviously,
obviously
for me, I think
nearly all of
the
their
one
defense
we've
was
obviously-
like looked into. I think other than one of them, I think 3 members of the defense was moved away or almost moved away to like big clubs compared to Norwich.
Oh.
So obviously they weren't great, but they were young and they obviously showed enough
Yeah.
potential to
Should- yeah.
warrant massive moves.
I mean, obviously you
bigger
said such good
clubs.
things about Everton signings. I do want to bring up. I don't know if it's like a major issue, but they still haven't, for me, got a solid keeper at the back
Yeah, yeah.
at the
that's-
heart of the team. So
that is facts. That is facts.
That is
Pickford's
true.
just.
That is probably the major liability.
I do not rate
Yeah.
Pickford at all. I think he's terrible.
Yeah, he's
He's
no
terrible.
disagreements
He's
there.
declined. A lot,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Just
also, I
because
think,
of that, they won't get 10, but I still think they've had the best window so far.
yeah, especially
terms
their
of-
outgoings, they did really well to get rid of some dead weight. Obviously, Theo Walcott going on loan to
Morgan Schneiderlin as well.
Southampton.
Dumont, Yas.
Yeah. Obviously, Sandro going back to Spain, and Nias. I mean, he just got released.
Mm.
So, yeah, they've done well with the outgoings as well, both ways.
So I'd give him a 9 out of 10.
I'd
Yeah.
say
For me, I'm leaning towards 10. I'm sort of leaning
I
towards
think-
10.
yeah,
I'd say
can't-
I'd say 9. I'd have to.
They
agree
got
with
I
that.
can't
Olsen
give
on
him a 10.
Rome as a keeper, and so I have to give it 10 as well. It's not like a permanent solution because obviously Olsen is only on loan at Everton, but I'll give it a 10. I think it's as close to a perfect window as well.
I think I can agree. It's the closest to perfect window that we'd probably see. So 10.
I guess, yeah.
Nah, well done, Everton. Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah,
The magnitude they
100%.
improved their midfield is incredible. How they do that in one
Ridiculous.
game, I don't know.
And
and the
Yeah,
way that they've gelled together after
Yeah.
so,
you get-
so
like
quickly.
straight away.
it's just Rodriguez he's world class, man. Honestly, he's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to see more of him in the Prem.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll actually watch
And
Everton
not all
games
these
now,
stupid
bro.
tabloid newspapers.
Yeah, saying that he was finished in that, but it's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Hey, so
Yeah.
moving on
Everton to
to
Fulham.
Fulham.
Fulham,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where do we start with this? They've had a bit of a mare. Seen the reports with I think it was one of their higher up board members
Mhm.
coming out and publicly like addressing how
Yeah.
the
So
their
he
Yeah.
tweeted
like,
out.
that is
That
really not
is
how you're meant to handle
that
it.
is disaster class, bro. That is an
That is
I
absolute.
mean,
that
I
is
think he's
really
being
bad.
honest with the fans. To be honest, like as a fan, that is probably what you
Nah,
want to
but
hear. You want
as
to
an
be upfront.
owner, you should.
But yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
that's
shouldn't be like
Yeah,
mixing levels. You should stay at the top and know your position and stop trying to
yeah,
like
yeah,
just be more professional about the whole thing.
yeah.
yeah. Keep it
Exactly.
private.
I don't
Keep
think.
the situation private.
Yeah,
I mean, they did do decent business. They brought in some good players, like obviously
Yeah.
Loftus-Cheek on loan, Joachim Anderson, who obviously last season wasn't that great, but the season before that seemed quite promising.
We were
Lookman as
for him,
well. Yeah, Arsenal were in for him as well.
him
When he
and
went to
Dennis
Lyon.
Pratt as like a combo
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
Obviously, they brought in a lot of loan players. So obviously, it's not a permanent squad, but even Kenny Tete as well. He's a decent right back.
Mm.
And
Areola.
Ariola
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
I think
Champions League
bro.
experience.
Lookman
They
looks
needed.
good.
They
Coming on as
needed.
well.
I think they needed another centre back.
Yeah, I
Honest.
agree.
I mean,
Obviously, they can still. I feel like they can get someone from the Championship if they really have to, but yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna work.
I don't think they improved enough on the
Personally.
defense, but it's,
Yeah.
for
So
me, a player that I really want to see start for Fulham is Mario Lemina. I think he had a really good start when he first joined Southampton after moving from Juve, but he hasn't consistently put in the performances that I needed for the Prem. So I hope he does get his career going again at Fulham because
doesn't he play for like Fenerbahce or something? Or
Lemina.
Lemina.
yeah,
He's at
No,
Fulham.
he's at Fulham.
is he actually?
Yeah,
Yeah.
loan
My
I mean,
from
I was
bad.
really
Southampton.
hoping after
I
first seeing
see.
him at Southampton, I was really hoping we'd sign him, but obviously
Yeah,
his
he
form.
was close to signing for Arsenal as well.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of quality players, but how they're gonna all gel together remains to be unseen.
Lookman on loan as well. Lookman, I don't know if you guys mentioned him already. He definitely he played, what was it, half an hour, and he convinced me already that Fulham need to start him. In that half an hour, he convinced me he just completely changed the game for them. They didn't end up winning, but he changed the dynamic of the game completely, and that's definitely Fulham need that. So as long as he gets his minutes and as long as he stays consistent and performs well, he'll be a good loan deal for the season, I think.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna rate them out of 10? Forget like performances. What are we gonna rate them in the transfer window?
I'd give him like a 4, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say 4.
Yeah,
I'd say a 6.
That centre back fit.
I think they need more defensive
massively-
signings.
yeah.
I think they need more.
I don't know, but for me, they're good players. Whether they perform or not is a different thing. But
No, but I still feel like they need another centre back to
Yeah,
have
I
made
know.
it any better. Because that is a massive weakness for them is their defence. So
I'd agree. I think they did
key.
need defenders, but I think 4 is a little bit harsh. I would have gone with 5.
I can accept a 5. I can accept a
yeah,
5.
I can accept the 5.
a 5 as well.
Good stuff,
Okay.
right in the middle. Good compromise.
Yeah.
Alright. So next is Leeds,
Wow.
champions of the Championship. Okay,
And they've hit the ground running in the Prem as well. Jeez,
100%.
What a team and what a manager they've got. But
they play some brilliant football, man. Brilliant football.
Every team will be scared to play them. Like no one will be like, "Oh, Leeds, that's fine."
then
Yeah.
Every single team will be scared to play them, and that's
After
so,
what
like,
they've done against Liverpool, then yeah.
in
The way they
Anfield,
played as
man.
well.
Like,
At Anfield, yeah.
So
and obviously getting
who
the result
was
at City as well.
Look, okay, so
yeah.
Rafinha as a player, I'm not too sure about. I haven't seen enough of him, but apparently he seems decent. Obviously, Rodrigo, don't know how he's going to fit in. I feel like that'll take a bit of time, but he was wicked for Valencia like last season, the season before that. So that's obviously going to come in.
I mean, he lost them the game
well.
against Liverpool, but he did score against the thing.
Yeah, I feel like it'll take him time to adjust, but when he does
Yeah.
adjust, he'll start to bang him in.
Koch, I don't know.
Seems like a good.
He looks like a good
yeah,
player.
Koch. He seems like a good player.
Yeah.
Harrison obviously is a decent young player. Meslier, I think that's how you say it. Good. It seems like
Yeah.
a promising keeper.
I've not been
Obviously,
convinced by it, to be honest.
I feel like he's young, French, like coming from a different league. So, Helder Costa making
Jeez.
that move permanent
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
massive for them in the championship, and he's already proven his worth in the Prem. So
Some
that's good.
quality goals from him. Yeah.
Obviously, Sam Greenwood, hits
Best
home.
Green from right now.
Yeah, of course.
What do you say?
Sam Greenwood is the best Greenwood in the
He's
Prem.
waffling. I know he's waffling.
But yeah, a solid window for Leeds, in my opinion. I think that's a 7. That's a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah, we never really saw him at Arsenal in the first team. Like he done well in the Premier League 2, whatever it was. But yeah, hopefully it works out for him at Leeds.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Sean,
I've covered every
thoughts?
point. Yeah, cool. No,
Yeah.
I got nothing more to add.
Oh no, will
Fair
depart
enough.
as well. So let's
7
get
out
the
of 10.
rating.
Yeah, everyone's agreeing a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'll agree with 7. I would. Yeah.
Oh, that was a quick one, wasn't it? Moving on, Leicester City.
This is an interesting one because obviously they didn't make too many big signings, but they still, spent quite a bit of money.
Okay, well, they lost Ben Chilwell, which is a major outgoing for them.
Yeah.
But Castagna looks good. He looks very good for them.
Yeah, he looks very good.
And obviously, when Pereira comes back, he'll probably be shifted over to the left back spot. But he seems decent, and he maybe be able to fill that void that Chilwell's left. Obviously, Fofana, young centre back, seems like he can do the business. Obviously, played with Saliba at Saint Etienne, and I know from what I've seen, he seems like a decent centre back. So could come in and replace Johnny Evans in the long run.
Yeah.
I mean, finally they got rid of the BTEC Mahrez out on loan. I don't know how you say his name. Like Gazal, whatever it. Yeah, didn't work out for him at Leicester at all.
Yeah.
So they got rid of a bit of Deadwood, but
and Under as well, Cengiz Under. I think he's a good winger as well from Roma.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why Roma let go of him, but I think it's obviously
it's on loan. It's a loan.
Yeah, but as in, I think he can play very well. I feel like he'll fit their system quite well.
Yeah, I was really hoping. When like Mkhitaryan left us, I was really hoping we'd like somehow manage to land him in the other direction. Obviously, it wasn't to be.
But yeah, another solid window. So I'd say a 7 for them.
7. I'd say
6 or 7.
Maybe
I'd say 6. I'd say 6.
I wouldn't say it was as good as Leeds. So I would say 6.
That's true. So I'd say 6. Yeah, fair enough.
Just above average.
Yeah. Okay, so Ishan, I think
it's my
time
time.
to go to the next one.
Yeah.
A time has come. All right. So I actually think we had generally a good transfer window. It was left a bit late. It was all left a bit late. It was all quite scary, but in the end, do you know what?
Wait, what do you mean left late a bit scary? Do you know what Arsenal fans were going for in United?
Yeah.
No, forget that. Arsenal's biggest signing was made literally at the end of deadline day.
At the
15
end minutes after deadline day finish. We had to wait 15 minutes after.
And Arsenal and United are teams that need to improve, whereas Liverpool have already got their team. Just
exactly.
You got me
shiver
there.
me timbers with that. God damn.
Yeah.
But
well,
one thing we did very well. One thing we did very well was got some mad money for some players that did not deserve to be sold for that much money.
Lovren and Brewster. Ugh.
Lovren.
Taking the mick.
Jesus.
Brewster for £23.5 million. What a joke.
I don't know what Sheffield United are doing, man. He's such a dead player. Dead baller.
Dead baller.
Probably like one of the worst. He's probably one of the worst youngsters I've seen in a long time. Like he's.
That's a bit
100%.
harsh.
That's very,
No,
I
very
wouldn't say that,
I
far.
really don't rate him.
No,
If he
just
can
the way
he's
go
one of the
up-
most overrated youngsters.
Yeah,
I've seen in
okay,
a
yeah,
while.
that's
No,
true.
but nobody rates him. So for
Thing
me,
is,
he's
yeah,
actually-
I
No,
don't
but
think people
This is
rate
gonna
him.
sound
Liverpool fans do.
very
Liverpool
I promise
fans
you
actually
Liverpool
rate
fans
It's
him.
going to
do.
be
I don't
very
think they do.
unpopular,
I
but for me,
don't.
he's one of
They
the most
definitely
underrated
do,
youngsters.
Absolutely terrible. Like
For me, he's
uh,
heavily underrated. For me, he's heavily underrated.
who?
Brewster.
What?
Right, I think
What?
because of that.
No,
No,
you're a joke, man. Shush.
because of the
You're
hype
He's
he
taking the
got.
piss.
underrated.
Because of the hype he got like last year and whatever. Right, people started rating him, and then everyone realized that season that he was kind of really bad. So then everyone really, really hated on him. So that's
He
why I
deserved it.
agree
He
with Jay.
deserved it. He deserved it.
He
I think
He
didn't
didn't
really
deserve
it.
the hate. You
Listen,
can't say that.
did.
Bro.
listen.
he
You
did.
can
He
never-
He had
deserved
a
the
good,
hate. He's
he had a
terrible,
good
and
season in the Championship.
he like
Like,
He had a
Koshi
good
is
half
the
season
reason
in the
why
Championship
so
for
many young
Swansea. That
footballers
was
decide to
alright.
quit football because they can't hack people like him, like just in the comments, just violating.
Okay,
Bro.
can we relax? Okay, we're not looking at emotional stability of certain players. Okay, talking about the
No, but I
transfer
don't get
window.
I don't give so much
And-
hate. He's
no,
a young player.
no,
Bro,
listen,
you need
listen.
to relax.
Yeah.
This is a young player.
He's not as good as the hype. Like, he's not a £23.5 million player.
he's
not.
probably like 1-2
He
million.
could be
max.
more. He could be worth
No.
more than that.
Yo, you guys
I'd
are
say
proper
10.
underrating him.
Bro, it's
10
a
million,
risk.
10 to 15,
Yeah.
10 to
10 to
15.
15, I
We're
can
not
definitely
Is he?
agree with.
He
But,
he
right, okay.
played a few games in the Championship. That's about it. Like what
Well,
else has he done?
He didn't play
banged
a
for
few games.
Swansea.
He's done bits in the Championship. He's done
He
bits.
banged for
done it-
Swansea. He's banged for England every time he's played in the under whatever, wherever he's played, like World Cup or
in the
whatever.
youth team. That's
In
not
the
that.
youth
Is,
team,
Yeah,
that
I
means
think that same way
nothing,
you
man.
say that.
fans gassing up
Nketiah is the same as Alan
I see a
Shearer
lot of
because
fans
he's equal the
gassing up
record.
Nketiah for
No,
doing bits
listen,
around
I'm not
20
even
funds.
I'm not even close to say I agree with you 10-15 mil, right? But Koshi's
Yeah.
saying 1 mil, so I have to back him a bit.
I'd
Okay,
say
that's
1-2 mil.
That's a bit.
I'd say 1-2 mil. I just don't rate him. But he's
I
just
can't
a
really
bit-
agree with that, but
He's
Dead
20 years
baller.
old. He's banging in the Championship. You can't say he's 1-2 mil. He's still got bare potential, and I think
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
okay. You say that, okay. Wolves offered, I think it was £20 million or 15 or 20 for Ainsley Maitland-Niles, a guy who's made 100 appearances for a top-level team like Arsenal. He's 23. He's got versatility in the position he plays, and they offered 20 million. How is that? Those two different side by sides don't add up.
they don't.
Bruce is
Brewster
younger
and
than him
Maitland-Niles
now.
is not on the same level.
Bruce is
In 3
younger,
years.
and I don't know. He's a strikers are naturally more expensive as well than midfielders. But anyway,
Still,
I think
bro.
we were all saying, all Arsenal fans were saying, if Maitland-Niles were to leave, bro, like 20 mil would have been stupid.
He's at least
Stupid.
30
Like
to
at least
35.
35, at least 30 mil for Maitland-Niles.
But I feel like it's not really Liverpool's fault. As in, it's not a negative. And if anything, it's a positive. So you got to look at the fact that they managed to get
Yeah,
players.
it's
over
a good
their
transfer
value.
window for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And the fact they've got, I don't know how, but they've got 23.5 million.
And they put in like a buyback clause as well, so they've done well.
And a sell-on clause as well on top of all of that.
Yeah.
Jeez. So yeah, definitely. In our outgoings, we did brilliantly. Incomings, Jota for 40 mil, but we didn't get Werner for 40 mil.
45 mil, the same
That
that
was,
45.
Werner
mil.
before. Same as Werner, same as Party.
yeah. So I don't
He's
see why
not
we
worth
didn't pay for
45.
Werner.
I think,
That was a strange one.
But you
Yeah,
got to
I
weigh
don't-
up the fact that Hoover, I think it is, went the other way for like around 10 million or 15 or something like that. So
Who?
that's, I think,
Hoover.
he's like Hoover, basically.
He didn't go
He's
to
like,
Wolves.
he did.
Yeah, he's literally he's played. I'm pretty sure for Wolves. I think he
Who is
came on.
this?
It's
Hoover.
not coming up as by
Hoover.
score. Oh,
He did.
Definitely. Yeah,
He went
he's
the
at
other way.
Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was to 10 or 15 million. So that offsets the cost of Jota. But obviously, he's not a player for now. I think he's a bench player until
Yeah, he's definitely a bench player.
one
He's not
of
starting it. He's
Mane
not starting
or
in that
Salah
Liverpool team.
leave.
Oh, definitely.
And then he'll come in.
Definitely, he's a
no,
bench
he's never.
player and a
I don't think
backup.
he'll ever be first team quality for Liverpool.
You
He's
never
good
know.
quality.
He
He's
could
a
always
quality
make
player,
it.
but he's
He's
not.
he's a
quite,
bench player. You bought him for the
Not
bench.
first team quality.
Exactly. No, he's
You
not
bought him
our
for the
first team
bench.
quality. Not even close. But he's still a quality player. Personally, if I was him, I wouldn't go to Liverpool. I don't see why he's moved because minutes
he's
at
not-
Wolves are a decently successful team. They were pushing for the Europa
And
League,
there's
whatever.
no way he's getting in that Liverpool team starting.
Exactly.
11
Not
either.
anytime soon. Not anytime
If I was him, I would not be leaving for Wolves for Liverpool.
I mean, he
at
obviously
23 years
knows
old.
that he's going to be a bench player, so
But maybe he's
Yeah.
there for like the glory of the trophies or the wages.
Yeah.
Something. There's something
Yeah.
else to do with it.
He's
Obviously,
young. I
also
mean,
got
he
a
is
lot of
young.
money.
He is young, so
Yeah, he's got time.
he
But
can
okay,
improve, and we'll
Is
see
he?
what happens in it.
Is he
he's
even that young?
23. He's
Is
23.
that
He's
23,
not
24?
23.
He's 23. Yeah, he's 23.
Yeah, 23.
He is. He's 23. Obviously, okay. So
Um,
Liverpool bought in Jota. They bought in Tsimikas as well.
Yeah,
Not seen
Um,
too much of him.
He's just a backup as well, isn't it?
we haven't seen too much.
Yeah,
We won't
another
see.
rotational player.
He's a backup.
And then Thiago, I mean,
Still,
everyone,
Very
everyone
good
wicked
knows.
signing.
we've got
Yeah,
squad
everyone
depth in
knows.
every position now. Every position we got squad depth, which is very.
Okay, I don't know about that.
Apart from
'Cause I
goalkeeper,
think the major-
goalkeeper.
Do we
No,
want to talk about
not goalkeeper
Do we wanna
either.
talk
It's
about
not just
keeper?
goalkeeper. I think there's two specific things that the reason that Liverpool I won't rate their windows highly is because the goalkeeper, obviously the backup goalkeeper, and I definitely feel that you guys need another centre back. I don't
Yeah,
think
centre back as well.
No,
Matip.
no.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, they've only got three
Uh,
first team centre backs.
do they not have...
I mean, they got
What's
Gomez,
happening with
Matip,
Klavan? What's happening with Klavan?
and Van
No,
Dijk.
Klavan went. He went a while ago.
Oh,
Is he gone?
Yeah, he
he's
went
gone.
a while ago.
so what, you've
But
got
we got so much
Fabinho,
depth in the midfield, we can play Fabinho there as well, if
Yeah,
need
but
be.
that's not his preferred position. I'm just
It's
saying.
not
I
his
feel like
preferred
you
He
should have
position.
can
bought-
play there, though, still.
He can play there, but that's not where he is a player for. So I feel like
I
you
mean,
should still
Ishan
bought in
do
another centre
say
back.
otherwise. Ishan thinks he's better as a
Yeah, of
centre
course,
back.
of course. But listen. You were linked with that other player. I think it was Ozan Kabak. He would have been a good player from Schalke. Young centre back potential. That's the kind of player that you should be bringing. A young player that's established already, but has a lot of room to grow still. But
We don't need that instantly, though. I don't think we need that instantly. Definitely,
Yeah.
that should be
Yeah,
something we
but
need
that's
to
what I'm
bring
saying.
in this year. Or
a young.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But it wasn't the priority of this window, so I don't really, not really mind if we don't sign that. As long as we do get it in the next 2 seasons, then I didn't really mind we didn't sign that kind of player this window. But yeah, Thiago's massive. He brings exactly what our midfield was lacking is what he brings, and it's the fact Klopp's found that player and we've paid for that player. Somehow we got him for 20 mil. And he
He's
joined us.
25,
What we've
but
seen
yeah.
is that before Klopp joined, and even the starting years as Klopp was there, we were going for players and they wouldn't join us because we didn't have the same pool. But we've won the Champions League, won the Premier League, of course, and it's good to see that these players we're going for just do you want to join us? So Thiago's massive.
Oh, Timo Werner didn't. But
Yeah, I'm not really sure why he didn't actually.
Yeah.
All the reports
I
were
swear you
saying
could-
that he wanted to join.
the money. It's the money.
Bought it.
It's not Lampard's pool. It's the money. Okay.
Yeah, the Lampard-
Lampard's
yeah.
bought no pull. Jeez, man.
His pull is the money. His pull is literally money.
Money talks, innit? Money talks.
Money talks. Exactly. Ain't Lampard on the phone. It's the P. That's it.
That is facts.
But okay, so
Hey.
what would we rate Liverpool's window then out of 10?
I'd
I mean, I'd give it an average 6 or 7, to be honest.
I'd give it a 7. Yeah.
I'd give it a 7.
Okay, I was actually aiming towards 8, but I can accept a 7. Yeah.
8.
Okay.
Aye, no.
Okay. I'll take
Nah,
7.
bro.
He said 7.
I'd take
7.
7. Let's settle on 7.
Oh, yeah, I can
think
settle on
eight-
7, but taking into account
Okay.
the amount of money we got from players that didn't deserve to have that be sold for that much, and the depth we brought in and the players we brought in,
Yeah,
I
that
think
gives you a 7.
could have added up to an 8, in my opinion. 7. I'm
It's a
happy.
7. Okay.
No, it's a 7.
It's a 7. It's a 7.
All right, moving on to City now. All right, anyone want to start us off with that?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously addressed key areas in the centre back position,
Yeah.
spending over 100 mil
Yeah.
not for another season on this time, like actual decent centre backs and defenders, not bloody like Mendy, Stones.
I mean,
Like,
Mendy.
Everyone was gassed for all of
Mendy's-
those people when they came, though.
Mendy
Everyone
was
gassing
supposed to
them
be
up, like,
sick.
yeah,
I mean-
No,
exactly.
Stones was never good to be fair, but yeah, Mendy looked hard.
Yeah.
And Mendy,
Same way.
And Mendy's
These
just been
guys
injured, to
could
be
look
honest.
good. These guys could look
Mendy's-
good and then obviously not play the way that you think they're going to play.
Yeah.
And also Ferran Torres, you look like a quality player for
Yeah.
Valencia.
Valencia, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll do well.
But obviously, I don't feel like he'll fill Leroy Sané's boots that quickly.
Oh, not a chance.
But-
No.
Yeah. No chance.
But obviously, I feel like he
That
will
is a
come
big
in
loss
and
for
do-
them. That is a big loss
That
for
is
them.
massive. That
It is,
and
yeah.
I think what's his name? David Silva. David Silva.
Who's a big
Losing
loss for
him.
them?
Sane,
Sane and
leaving.
Silva.
Oh yeah, but for me, he's the best winger. Bro, huge loss. That could not be understated. But yeah, go on.
Sane, and they lost Silva obviously on a free
Mm.
because he was massive for them throughout the last decade or so. Angelino, I think this will go under the radar, but he's actually been playing really well for Leipzig.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and obviously their left back spot is a bit shaky from time to time.
Has he gone on?
So I feel like this.
Is it alone or is it a?
Yeah,
it's alone. It's alone.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they
Yeah,
sold him
that's-
because Mendy never really looked all that convincing. So I mean, not sold him. Sorry, just transferred him as a loan.
Loaned him
I
out.
thought they would have kept him there to use. But what's happened to Zinchenko?
Yeah, he's still
He's
there.
been a bit shaky
I mean,
as
he's
well.
still
He's
there.
still
All right.
Just not
He used to look
top
quality
quality
to
player.
be fair, but now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we saying for Manchester City regarding incomings and outgoings as well?
I'd give it a 7 as well.
Yeah,
I'd have
I'd
to say-
say I'd say 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think it's a bit less than.
I think Sane
I
is
don't
a big loss, to be honest.
I don't think it's
I
worse
think
than
that-
Liverpool. I really don't think it.
It's not that much. It's just slightly. I mean,
It's just slightly. Yeah.
It's
I'd
just
say
it's
6.
slightly, yeah. So I'd say 6.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
call that a 6 then.
Cool.
Alright, so I
All right,
think
Koshi can.
Koshi, take over. Come on, let's hear it.
Tell us
Let's
about
hear it.
Sancho. Tell us about
Yeah.
Sancho.
Koshi, did you buy the Sancho shirt? Did you buy it?
No, I
Here we
didn't.
go.
I
Here we
didn't,
go. I've been
bro.
looking forward to this the whole
Ah.
time.
It's just depressing, innit? Like, I don't know what to say. I literally have no words. So apparently we had months to do this Sancho deal. We had like 2-3 months, and we couldn't get it done because I just don't understand. Personal terms were done. It was literally just a fee, and these. Oh my god, I'm actually so pissed. I'm vexed at like how these guys didn't get the fee sorted for 2 months. Like, what were you talking about for 2 months? It baffles me. And
Yeah,
then,
because I was talking about this with my cousin. Like, how long can it realistically take for talks for a transfer fee? Like,
exactly.
surely it
I
takes
don't
like a matter
understand.
of
Just
days.
pay up. He's a generational talent. Just give him the money.
Okay,
You know what?
generation.
You know what?
He's generational.
Sancho is generational. But listen,
Generational
Koshi,
No.
what I
let's
want to
not-
know is you brought in
Generational is
Van de
Mbappe.
Beek. No, I'd say Sancho's on generational
This is-
level.
bro, it's
Hang on, wait.
literally
Omar, say what
top
you're going to say and we'll come on to this in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you bid. So I think it was £90 million that you guys bid for him.
Yeah.
So-
90 plus items, I think.
So you brought in Van de Beek, which was a position that you could strengthen for the bench, but on paper on the first 11, you didn't need to strengthen.
Yeah.
No, we needed bench. I mean, I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, you need bench, but you need first
I
team
mean-
quality as well, like starting 11.
Yeah,
quality.
but we
So
needed
why-
first team quality
why
in other
bring in-
places. We needed
I
first
feel
team
like Van de
quality
Beek is
in
not the
right
correct
wing,
player to have
centre
brought in.
back. Bro, I don't know, man. I mean, we needed Van de Beek. I'm not gonna like that was a good signing. I
For the
wouldn't
price
say
is good. For the price is good, but as in terms of what you need to improve, it was a right wing and a centre back, not midfield. Because your midfield is the only place where it looks like you've got some stability.
But I think we still needed him. I think we still needed him because if
I
we
don't
look
think
on
it
the
was an
bench,
immediate,
who have we got on the
immediate
bench? That
necessity.
if we take off Bruno, we've got
Or you could bring one matter.
Mata, and Pereira on. I mean, they're just not the same.
I mean,
It's-
Pereira's
yeah,
gone
but
now.
It's such a
question
drop off, and Lingard as well. Like, it's just such a drop off. Like, we could see it last season. It was such
Yeah,
a
but you
drop
get that
off.
with most as well, that kind of drop off.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, you needed to improve in centre back and your right wing.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
obviously,
But
coming off the bench, Bruno's probably like won't have to worry about coming off the bench. Coming onto the bench, sorry, like coming off the field.
like
too
even
much.
like
That is like, but you're filling this gap versus like leaving this massive
I mean,
gap.
he
with your
can't
centre
play
back
every
and
game.
wings.
He can't play every game.
Of
like-
course, but neither can Greenwood.
And Bruno, I mean, Van der Beek, he's versatile as well. He can sit in DM. He can play attacking. I mean, I
Okay,
think it's
if
a
I had to put
quality
it to you like
signing.
this, who would you rather bring in, Sancho or Van der Beek?
Sancho.
There we go.
But then-
So then,
I mean, we
I'm
needed
saying-
both of them.
But what I'm
realistically,
saying, Van der Beek, yeah, is
Didn't
not an
need Van
immediate
der Beek.
transfer.
Van der Beek
It's
is
not an
like,
immediate
we
thing.
did.
Maybe in the
We
long
did.
term, yeah, but immediately you need a right wing and a centre back.
Yeah.
not a
Yeah, I
midfielder.
agree with you that. Yeah, I think we should have got the Sancho and the centre back done before we got the Van der Beek deal done.
yeah, because like
But
Van
I
der
mean,
Beek they
I'm
was
not gonna. I
needed,
mean, I'm
but
not gonna
Sancho
say Van der
tried
Beek was a wrong move. I'm not gonna say that we didn't like. I'm not gonna say we needed it. We didn't need him. We did need
I'm
him.
not saying he's,
But
especially for the price that you got him, he could have
but he
probably
wasn't
gone for a lot
vital
more.
like Sancho was. That's all we're saying.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
just
He
not
was
an immediate
needed, but
necessity.
yeah, we needed a centre back and a right winger, and we just didn't do it. I
Mm.
don't know why. I mean, the board. I don't know what they're doing, man. It's.
Okay.
I'm baffled,
So,
really.
okay,
But
after Van der Beek, okay, let's look at Tellez. Tellez is a good player. He's in
yeah,
his
that's a good
prime,
player.
better than Shaw, 100%. Obviously, offers more going forward than defensively, which is where
But
you
still,
really
yeah,
struggle.
still
But
defensively
still an
is a
Yeah.
upgrade. But he's still an upgrade on Shaw, which is the main
Yeah,
thing.
I think Shaw. The problem with Shaw is I don't think. I don't know, man. He just hasn't performed that well. I don't know. He's decent, but I think he doesn't have the football brain. Meaning, like, he doesn't know what he's like. He doesn't know when to go and when to stay.
Yeah,
and
he likes
stuff like
a bit of what
that.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
He just And then, oh man, Cavani, bro. I'm not happy with that signing, to be honest. I'm not
Yeah,
happy
it's
at
got
all.
Radamel Falcao vibes written all over
Yeah,
it.
all
Doesn't make
over it.
sense.
Falcao,
You
Di
never know.
Maria, all into one, bro.
The thing
He
is, though,
could have,
Falcao actually started. Cavani's not going to start.
Yeah,
unless
Cavani's
you
not
change
gonna
change your plays around to fit. But honestly, I
nah,
don't
we
see it
won't though,
happening too well.
because Martial's he's number one.
Yeah,
And
exactly. You
Cavani's
want to
not
like
coming
sort of put these players in a fixed position. You don't have to like keep on reshuffling. Like if you do eventually sign a right winger, you're gonna have to reshuffle the team again. If like you start playing, Martial on the left, Rashford on the
Nah,
right.
we're not.
Cavani.
Martial, exactly that. It's just not gonna happen. So
Yeah, it
Cavani,
just
I
doesn't
just
make
don't
sense.
know what's happening with Cavani, man. But
It's whether
it is what it
it's
is.
whether
I mean, he's a United player now. I'll back him. I want him to do well, but I just don't understand this. I don't understand the signing of Cavani. It's a definition of a panic buy. Definition of a
yeah,
panic
it's
buy.
definitely a panic buy. But I think it's just that because you didn't get a right wing, and Rashford and Martial, obviously it's not their favoured positions, but they can play on either wing. So it's whether
I mean, no. Rashford plays on the left, Martial up front, and Greenwood plays on the right now.
yeah. But what I mean is it's whether
Martial doesn't play on the wings. I mean, he's that.
He can shift to the left
Ollie's
winger.
not going
played
to
left
play
wing
him on the
before,
wings.
right?
Yeah,
played
yes,
left wing
he's
Yeah, he
before.
played on
can
the
play
wings
left
before,
winger.
but he's
Like
not going
a
to
lot of
play
his
him on the
goals
wings
as well, I
anymore.
swear, come in from him, like cutting in from the left.
Yeah.
So like what I was trying to
Ollie's
get
not
at,
going to play him. He's not going to play him on the wings. He'll be our striker, but I don't know what's happening, but
yeah. So what I was trying to get at is whether you feel that you sacrifice a bit up front, like you take out Martial and put him on the left wing and put Rashford on the right wing to fill the massive right wing gap that you have. But I don't think that will happen. But it's
No,
whether
it won't. It won't happen. We brought in this Palestri Don and Amad Diallo. I never heard of either of them. I'm going to be honest, never heard of either of them. But we'll just have to see. Heard good things about Diallo, but yeah. And Palestri's from Uruguay, 7 million. I mean, he's young, 18 years old. I don't know.
Could be the next
We'll just-
Martinelli then.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I'm getting Martinelli vibes from there. So
We just got to wait.
never know.
Wait, where does he even play?
He plays
He's
on
a
the right,
winger.
I think.
Oh,
I think he
I
plays
mean-
on the right.
yeah. We'll
Okay,
see.
so let's talk about also the outgoings as well. So you lost Chris Smalling. I know he wanted to go, but if you managed to keep him, that actually could have helped with your centre back problem. 'Cause
Yeah, I
he
know,
played really
but
well for Roma.
It's a bit of a risk, but
he
I don't
wanted
think
to
Chris
go,
Smalling-
and I think there's a lot of people that should be going before Chris Smalling.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, he's gone. I mean, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, but to be fair though, with the money that they got for Smalling, I think if they would have waited like another season or whatever, the fee would have gone down by quite a bit. I think they did
Yeah.
well to get like 20 odd mil for him.
And Sanchez leaving, obviously, that's a massive plus.
Yeah.
it's a
for the
plus.
way-
However, the way he's playing at Inter is actually really good. Like he's starting to regain that form that he had at Arsenal.
Honestly, don't care, to be honest. I'm just happy he's gone off the wage bill.
Fair
He was
enough.
outrageous
And you
money.
also lost Angel Gomez, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know
Another
why.
promising youngster.
I don't know why he didn't just sign a contract with us. To be honest, he's in like Portugal or something now, anyways. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's in France actually for
Yeah,
Lille.
is that
nah, he went Lille and then he's on loan. They loaned
Yeah,
him
he's
out,
loaned them out. Yeah.
Okay.
and then Dallow's out on loan and Chong's out on loan as well.
So who's your backup
think-
right back now?
Hopefully
Williams?
it's Williams. Yeah,
Okay.
Williams will come over to the right now.
You said he's right-footed, right?
Yeah, he's right-footed.
Yeah.
So and that's his natural position. I think that's where he plays. So hopefully he'll start playing well as well.
All right, so let's do the ratings for United then.
Kochi.
I'd say probably a 3. Like we didn't get any of the targets that we wanted to, and it was just a terrible window, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fee for even like Amad Diallo, like 37 mil.
Yeah,
That's
30
what?
million plus add-ons, I think.
Oh
Yeah,
my
such a-
god!
Yeah. it's a
I mean,
massive
he's
fee.
meant to be some like next player. Like
We'll see in it.
Yeah.
We'll see, but
we just have to wait and
now-
see.
yeah, for now it remains at 3 as well.
Yeah, because we didn't. He comes in January, so we haven't actually bought him yet. But it's like done. It's a done deal.
All right,
So, yeah,
three
I'd
for
say
United.
3.
Cool.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is Newcastle.
Newcastle,
Yeah,
I
so
think,
if Newcastle-
Anyone on the start?
had a above average.
I'd say above average. Yeah, they didn't really lose anyone massive.
No,
But they definitely brought in
didn't
some
lose anyone
good-
massive.
Solid players.
Yeah.
They brought in Wilson, which obviously looks like he's going to do quite well for them.
Yeah.
Definitely an upgrade on Joe Linton.
For
Fraser
any-
on a free.
Jeez.
Yeah, true. Fraser on a free. Obviously, he didn't have a great last season, but seems like he can do the business in the right setup.
hmm
And then Jamal Lewis seems like a promising young left back.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
and he was linked with Liverpool. So clearly, there's definitely something.
Jamal
Yeah,
Lewis is linked with a
potential.
lot of big teams, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so there's
true.
something about the guy that's
Mm.
positive.
Even Jeff Hendrick, I think, is worth a mention because I think he's a little bit
On a free as well.
underrated. Yeah, on a free as well. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah, definitely. But on the free is the main thing as well.
he can. Yeah,
Done well,
if it-
Burnley.
free is definitely the main thing. But he's definitely not a Burnley style player, so I'm not surprised. Like he didn't have much success there,
Yeah.
and he's looked to move. So Newcastle, maybe he'll pick something up. He'll play a bit better, but we'll see. I suppose we'll see. Definitely a good signing. Definitely worth a shot.
And
particularly the
definitely
free.
an above average. Definitely an above average window for them.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 6.
Yeah.
6.
6.
Yeah, 6. I'm happy with 6. Yeah.
I can take 6. That's fair. All right, next is
Oof.
Sheffield United.
Sheffield United.
They deserve 0 just for that stupid Ryan Brewster thing.
Yeah, facts.
Honestly.
I'll give him a 0. for
But
that.
realistically, okay, out of the players they brought, the only one I can see that's an upgrade on any of the players that they already have is Bogle. Because for Derby, he looked like a really good right back. I feel like he has.
So you're not going to say Ramsdale or the Chelsea centre-back, Ampad?
Yeah, Ampadu.
Okay,
Ampadu.
Ampadu struggled at Leipzig, so I don't know
No,
how
he's done
well
well.
he might be able to.
He's done well. Bro, when
Ampadu-
Leipzig played Tottenham in the Champions League, he did...
But he only played like 12
bits.
times for them because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah, but he's still
That's what
done
he's
well when he
against
played.
Are
Yeah,
we
but
seriously thinking
he only
Ampadu's
played 12
better
times.
than Sheffield's current centre backs?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
another
but
question.
I'm
I don't think
Good signing on loan.
he can play for them, but I don't think he will get in.
I mean,
It's
we'll
fine
see
on
in it
loan.
because he did
Yeah.
did well for Leipzig. So
I mean, Ramsdale's an upgrade. I mean, they obviously lost Henderson because
Whoa,
brought him
okay,
back.
wait. He's not an upgrade. He's a downgrade on Henderson. He's an upgrade
Yeah,
on
but
whatever keeper they
he was
had.
never their player.
Henderson was
But-
never their player.
For
You can't
me,
really
I
say-
would have tried to. If I was a Sheffield United board, I would have been like, "What's the priority?" Because Henderson was a massive part of their whole
They were never good.
We were never gonna let him go.
Yeah,
Okay.
bro, he would have gone for like at least 80 mil or something, 70 mil.
I don't know about
There was
They
no
could
way
not-
that we
they-
were letting him go.
Henderson
But
is an
Aaron Ramsdale's
unrealistic
definitely
signing,
especially
for
after the season
big
he's had,
clubs, let
especially
alone
after the way
Sheffield.
he's been playing.
Well, Ramsdale was not an up. He's definitely a downgrade on Henderson.
But you
So
can't
that's
say, you can't compare him to Henderson.
But that's what I'm saying. They've gone
Henderson's
from a
not their
player up
player.
here. I know,
Henderson's
but what
not
I'm
their
saying
player.
If
is
it was a loan move,
they're trying to replace Henderson which is Henderson was a massive part of where they got to in the Premier League table. The fact that they finished
yeah,
in the top 10 was because of Henderson.
yeah.
Aaron Ramsdale was not the same player as Henderson. I don't think
Yeah,
they
but
will have that.
They
What I'm
tried
saying
to
is
replace,
gonna
but
keep-
they had to try and replace Henderson with the finances they have.
But I don't
And
think-
I think Ramsdale is the closest or somewhat close to what they could have done. Because
Yeah,
realistically,
I
looking
think
at Sheffield, they couldn't have
Ramsdale
held on
I
to.
think he's a good signing though.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
money that they
I
had,
don't
they
know.
did well with Ramsdale.
And Henderson's come to United and signed like 120k a week or something.
And yeah,
And
Henderson
Sheffield
ain't
United-
ever going back there. He's
And there's
chill.
no
Yeah,
way
I
he's
still,
going
I
back
still don't
to
think
Sheffield
Ramsdale
United.
is quality because obviously he's young, but you definitely saw a lot of mistakes in him for Bournemouth last season. Yeah, and obviously then we go into Brewster, who we've mentioned already, so I don't think we
Yeah,
have to
that's
talk about that
just a
too
disaster
much.
class.
Big
It's
risk.
just terrible.
Is Brewster going to
It could
start?
be a master class. It could be a horrific signing. We'll see.
Do you reckon he'll
I don't know.
start?
I don't feel like Brewster's better than McBurney, McGoldrick, either
I
of
mean,
them.
McGoldrick doesn't
He's
score
better
goals.
than
Does he?
McGoldrick. He's better than
McGoldrick
McGoldrick.
doesn't score goals, does he?
Even though he scored that banger against Arsenal over the
Mousse
weekend.
as well. Mousse.
But the thing is, none of them
I
have been
mean-
performing really. Like, as much as they need them to, none of them have been performing. Personally, Bruce is not the answer. I'm not saying Bruce is the answer, but I can see why they brought
Yeah,
him forward.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised
a
if he was to start. I wouldn't be surprised, but
Yeah, as in I can see him starting, but I don't know. I don't know if he's the kind of player they should have brought in for the money that he
Yeah, I don't think they
had
should
available.
have gone for like a proven scorer. Like after not scoring a single goal, obviously we conceded one, but before
I'll
that,
put it to you like this.
goal.
Okay? Brewster went for 23.5. Okay, he's young, but Callum Wilson, Premier League proven and everything.
Yeah,
Something
if I was
less at
Sheffield
20
United,
million.
Yeah, I
He's
would
a
have gone
perfect
for
player that they should have brought in. He's completely the kind of player I'd have brought in for them.
Even like a Josh King.
Josh,
Jeez.
possibly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What would you rank?
I think it
them
was a panic
for?
buy, definitely Brewster.
Yeah, I think they needed that up
Because it
front,
came out of
option.
nowhere. It was
Yeah.
quite.
So what we saying for ratings then?
Free.
Yeah,
No, I wouldn't say that
three.
low.
no, I
I'd say
wouldn't
like
say that low either.
4.
I'd
3 or
say a
4.
5. I'd say a 5 or a 4.
I'd say 4.
But realistically, they weren't going to lose anyone. So you can't really give them like any sort of ratings in terms of keeping players.
I'm going
And all
with
they
a 4.
did.
I'll go 4.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can settle on a 4.
4.
Okay, so
Southampton.
Southampton. I think they had an underrated window personally. I think they went under the radar on some of the signings they made. Salisu, okay, I don't think he's played much of them so far, but for Real Valladolid, I've seen some of the games that he played, and he was a wicked centre back, massive presence, big player, physical and everything. He can really help with the defence. Obviously, keeping the hold of Kyle Walker-Peters is good as well, because he definitely fit in quite well to the team.
I mean, he's had a very poor start to the season, but to be fair, last year he looked really good for them. So hopefully he can regain and like find that form
His form.
that he had before. I think, you know what, Theo Walcott, I think it could be like a very cheeky move of Southampton that like results in them doing well out of it. Off the bench, bringing on Walcott, I reckon he could definitely nick them a few points.
How old is he now? He's like 31, 32 now, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how much his pace how much it's like degraded or whatever.
Yeah.
But
He's 31.
Bro, we're talking like it's FIFA, okay? Relax.
no,
Okay, he's still a quick player and he still can do certain things. Obviously, he had to.
Bro,
you have to weigh up.
tell me
Everton.
we've seen at Arsenal like over the years his pace definitely dipped a little bit.
Yeah, okay, but what I'm saying is that's like he can still do things for Southampton that
Yeah, but he literally hasn't played Everton at all, really. So we don't know what kind of shape he's in right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Didn't fit their system, which means it made 100% sense for him to move. And obviously, he knows
Yeah.
Southampton, so it's a good move for him. And obviously, Ibrahima Diallo as well. Seems like a decent player from what I've heard. So I think they've had a solid window. So what we saying?
I don't know. For me,
I
I'm
think it was
not
a bit
really
of an
calling
L
it
the way that
solid.
they lost Booth
I'll
out.
say average.
They lost Booth out on a free, and I'm pretty sure he cost them quite a bit. Booth out.
Yeah, even I'm thinking probably just below a 5.
I'd give him a 5.
Just below a 5. I'd give it a 5.
I'm probably
Yeah,
heading towards
5.
4 or 5.
I think
I don't think you
Salisu
give
is
it
a wicked
5.
signing for £10 million. I think that gives them a lot of credit.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, who did we just rate 4? Sheffield. Oh no, it's better than Sheffield. Yeah, 5. I'm going 5.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah. That's what I was giving Sheffield a 3.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah.
All right,
5.
moving on to Spurs. Try to say that without
This is an
obviously, vomiting. So, but you know what?
They had a really
I-
good window.
I'll
They had
give
a
it-
really good.
they deserve credit. They definitely deserve credit for.
I was shocked some of the signings that they made. Wow.
Okay, Højbjerg. Obviously, he's a very strong signing. Premier League proven and everything. Okay,
Yeah.
can provide that leadership as well in the middle. Solid signing. Doherty as well. I don't know how well he'll
That is a
fit
brilliant sign. I think that's a
because of
brilliant
the
sign.
wing back hold to right back, but
I
like him. Also, he's an Arsenal fan.
He definitely provides competition for Oreo, so Oreo's had to
that's
step
true,
up his
that's
game.
true.
But for me, I'm not sure about his defensive qualities.
I know he's
and
really good going forward. But
There's no denying him. Yeah, there's no denying him going forward his quality, but we'll see how he gets tested defensively. Because obviously against Everton, the amount of times he got caught out from pushing way too much was crazy.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how they can find that balance with that. Joe Hart is obviously just Joe Hart is a fairly average backup
he's just a
goalkeeper
backup
signing,
keeper,
but
yeah.
On the free, so fair enough. Vinicius, decent striker from.
There's only one Vinicius that I really know of. I don't know this guy.
He's
Yeah, facts.
a young, decent player. So I don't know.
I already know this guy. But yeah,
Obviously, and then we talk about the big two. Obviously, we'll leave one to the end, but okay, Reguilon had a really good season last year for I think it was. I can't remember what team he played for last year, but he was on loan.
Sevilla, wasn't it? I think it was Sevilla. It was definitely a Spanish team.
what is this?
Reguilon. He played for Sevilla last
year. Yeah, Sevilla. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on loan at Sevilla. That's a quality signing.
So he had a very good sign. He's a very good signing, yeah, and seems like he'll fit into the Prem quite well. Okay, does anyone want to take it away with the big boy that they signed on loan?
Go on, Jay,
you go for it because you've been linked with him for so long. Koshy, you might.
We haven't been we've never wanted to get.
You've been linked with him for ages.
Nah, they've never really been strongly linked with him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh my god. Anyway.
No, we haven't. We've never really been strongly linked with him.
No, never strongly, but the links have always been there.
Yeah, but you're not linked with everyone in that kind of way.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to
but Bale's been persistent. Bale's been persistent for the last 3-4 seasons.
That's because of what's happened at Madrid, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't take all of them seriously.
But of course. But
United.
So let's see. Okay, what do you think of Bale coming in for Spurs?
I mean, he's quality. I mean, let's see if he starts playing his football again like he used to. Obviously, he's been sitting on the bench at Madrid, innit? But it's scary. Spurs' attack is actually scary.
Even without him, they've already been banging in goals.
Yeah.
So with him,
I mean, but Bale just takes him to another level, I think.
Bro, I'm shook. I'm shook. Yeah. Bro, this could be like the best front three. For me, it's the best front three in the Premier League right now.
Only negative I have for Bale is the cost of how much he's costing Spurs.
Yeah, like
20 million. No, I had 20.
20.
Plus.
I mean, it is a lot. His wages are a bit mad, but I think he'll be quality.
November. But if he can replicate the form that he had before, that's worth it.
Son,
We were
Kane,
talking about the best
Bale.
player in the
Oh
Premier
my
League
God.
at the time.
Yeah, he was the best player in the Prem at the
Yeah.
time.
Bro.
It's
Obviously,
gonna
there's
be
one.
scary.
Okay, so there's one area that they didn't improve, which I feel like they probably should have, which is the centre back. Which is they
Yeah.
were in for a lot of centre backs before the window closed. I think Rudiger and who I think it was
Wait, who's the Inter Milan guy?
Skriniar.
Yeah, him.
Skriniar, yeah.
Yeah,
But
all
Inter
the
Those
didn't
two
funds
obviously-
were like guaranteed to come, but
They missed out on both of them and then lost Vertonghen on a free to Benfica. So
yeah, he'll be a big miss, I think, for Tonga.
yeah. I think one good thing that they did was obviously sending Ryan Sessegnon on loan, because obviously I
Yeah.
doubt he'll be getting much game time in their team currently.
There's
So.
no way he'd be getting the game time, and he's
Um, So what are we saying for ratings then for Spurs?
What happened to Alderweireld?
he's still
He's
there.
playing. He's starting
Still
still.
Yeah,
Starting still.
Gee, Calvert-Lewin goal in his debut.
Am I just missing that? Oh, has he scored?
Mad. Yeah, Grealish.
Cut this bit out, please.
Grealish is.
They ain't trying to like.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah,
Fuck's
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have brought that, but
Fuck's sake, Jay. Okay, so what are we saying for ratings for Spurs then? For their transfer
I'd say 8 or 9 is.
I'll give it. It depends on how Bell performs. I'm predicting he's going to do well, so I'll say 9.
Ishan?
Just because I don't really rate Højbjerg, especially as playing him defensively. I'm just not like. You said solid. I just completely disagree. I disagree with the word solid. I'm not sure how I feel about Højbjerg. I'm leaning towards 8,
I'm saying 8 as well. I'm
Yeah.
saying 8.
especially since they
So
didn't centre backs. But yeah.
should we say 8.5?
No, let's say 8. No, let's say 8 now. 8.
Okay, fine. 8. Okay, sure.
8 is, yeah.
8. Okay. So next is West Brom. Anyone want to take that away?
I'm not really bothered. But
Okay.
All right, West Brom. I'll take it away. Sure.
Okay.
Right. Dean Garner. They signed Dean Garner, which is
baller.
yeah.
Baller.
Yeah, absolute baller.
That's definitely a
Yeah, we
Massive
saw the
signing for them.
fuss that Mark Noble made after West Ham let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can definitely tell they got a quality player on their hands there.
Right. This is saying Mateus Pereira, but was he there on loan then last season? Or
Yeah.
Okay,
So
maybe
the fact that they
that.
managed to secure him on a permanent, I think, was quite good.
Yeah, definitely massive actually. Let's not.
Sorry, who is this guy? I've literally never heard of him.
Who?
Pereira.
He was like one of their best players last season
He's starting for them as
for
well.
West Brom.
You probably know.
Yeah,
who he
he's one.
is.
He's one of their best players last season.
Oh.
Mm.
Thoughts on Ivanovic? Because for me, that's a bit of a weird signing.
Yeah, I saw
I can't
that and
lie.
I wasn't sure like what.
Yeah.
He brings experience, but I thought the guy was finished. I thought he'd
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
How old
Yeah.
is he?
He's
Yeah, I thought
36.
36.
Yeah, he's 36.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
he doesn't even
Thiago
play
Silva's
right
fun-
back anymore.
Well, and people are saying good stuff about him, so
Yeah,
Yeah, but Thiago Silva's come from PSG.
Yeah, he's come from
and
PSG.
Champions
And
League
he's just
final.
taken it to a Champions League final.
Whereas Branislav Ivanovic has gone
He's
from
at Zenit.
St. Petersburg.
Yeah, there's a difference in it.
Okay, so what are we saying for? I feel like it's another average window.
Yeah.
they lost Jonathan Lako to Birmingham, which I'm not sure about. I'm not sure.
I'm not
They
sure how
probably could've-
important that is for them, but
Yeah, they
Yeah.
probably could have done with to him because he's 21 and whatever, but it's not too fussed. Like, it's not too bad.
yeah,
Nothing
it's like
big.
a 5 or a 6, maybe like a 5.
let's say a 5. For me.
Securing Dean Garner and Pereira, I don't know. I think that improves it. That
But that's only
that
two.
warrants a little
That's
bit
only
more than
two.
average.
Okay, we'll give it a
But-
6 then. I'm not.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like obviously you're making that jump from Championship to Prem. You need to do a bit more than just 2 decent signings.
Oh, that's true actually. Because we've seen in recent years, like teams have spent quite a lot coming up
Yeah.
in the Championship. So maybe you got a
Yeah,
point
but-
there.
We saw, like, with Sheffield United, they were where like they spent nothing, and you've seen sometimes where like teams will spend nothing.
Yeah. With
And it ends
Sheffield,
up
everyone
them being
predicted
rough.
them to have a
Yeah.
dusty
Do you
season.
remember when like
and-
Fulham spent over 100 mil coming
Yeah,
up?
just to get relegated. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
to get
I
Yeah,
don't
but
think we can.
for me,
I don't
for
think
me,
we
I
can-
don't think you can just you can say shit. Oh, because if Sheffield United did it, then anyone can. That's not really that.
I'm
Because
not saying that.
they
but I'm
could
saying
do
Yeah,
with a
I
bit
think
of
it's.
exception.
I think we got to look at each team's squad and see the quality in there.
Yeah,
I think personally for me, I feel like this is a 5.
I don't think
They
they
could
need
have
to make
done more.
major improvements. I think they've already got a decent enough squad.
I think they needed improvements in defense, but
Yeah.
a bit more. But we'll see in it.
And I'll say 5 or 6.
Yep.
I'd say 4 or 5 to be honest. But
I'd
4
say
or
5.
5.
But we'll settle
Yeah.
on
I'd say
5.
I don't
5.
know. I just don't like this idea where like spending money for the sake of it. I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I don't
feel
think
like
it's
they
for the
should have done
sake of
more.
it. I think they needed to
They
spend
needed
money.
to improve certain areas.
Yeah,
So for
What
me,
was
it's a
their-
5. I think we can agree on 5 though.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What was their defensive record like in last season? Anyone know?
Nope.
No clue, mate.
That's why they're
I mean, I think Google can tell us, but
Yeah.
oh, they did.
fine. We'll move on. West Ham.
We'll move on.
Alright,
West
cool.
Ham, yeah.
What's damn?
Suchek is
they
actually
didn't-
looking like he's,
But
he's
they just-
well.
they just
forward.
You
signed
know
him
what?
permanent.
I actually had him in my FPL team for the first game week, and I took him out straight away.
He looks quality. He's he isn't he a defensive midfielder?
Yeah,
they
and
just
he gets
signed him on a
goals.
permanent.
proper aerial threat.
And he gets goals as well. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He's surprisingly looking well worth his money.
Yeah.
he did really well at the end of last season as well. I think it was a
Yeah.
big part of the reason why they stayed up.
But realistically, that's the only major signing they made.
But yeah, the rest of it, some of the outgoing, crazy.
This Kufal guy, he played his first game, I think.
Yeah, he looked
on the
okay. To
weekend.
be
He
fair,
looks pretty
okay.
good. I like the look of him.
Looked alright. Yeah.
But
Obviously, they lost. Felipe Anderson. So Felipe Anderson's gone to a Portuguese
Porto, isn't it?
team. I think it's Porto on loan.
it's Porto, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only on loan. I thought he
Um,
was. Oh, I thought he
I
was.
think
sold.
no. I think it's just on loan.
It's on loan, yeah, I think so.
We need to go in
Um,
for him. But yeah,
Depending on what the wage situation is like with that one,
I mean, it's
Yeah.
West.
it's good to get rid of them.
Yeah.
It's whether Porto are paying how much. I don't know how much weight of his wages Porto are paying for the loan.
Yeah,
They're probably paying all of his, to be honest.
If
obviously,
they are, then it's a dub for West
Wow.
Ham.
great.
They-
How do you say his name? You know the guy that went to West Brom,
Yeah,
What,
go on.
Diangana?
Diangana.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Okay,
lost him
yeah,
obviously as well.
That was a
So-
big loss. But yeah, looking at it, not much else really went on.
Mm.
So
But you know what? Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't do much business, but I don't think it's affecting them too much because they've come out and put in some massive performances.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
they played really
they had
well
a
against
poor
Arsenal.
start.
They
had an
played really well against
awful
Leicester.
start, but yeah,
yeah.
They played
Even
well against
against
Arsenal,
us.
well against Leicester. No, they
Even
did
against
really
us, I
well
think they
against
were
us.
unlucky not to nick a point.
Yeah, they're 100%. So
Right.
I don't think the transfers. Obviously, as a window, we're
I mean,
only meant to be judging as a
at
window.
the end of last season, they
Yeah.
just about scraped it to stay in the Prem, and then they've started this season well, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with what Omar
If
said.
we're
where it's-
judging on
where, like,
basis of window
yeah, it should be irrespective of everything else.
of the performances, so I'd give them about 3 or 4,
Yeah, I'd say I'd say 4.
maybe 4.
Therefore, I don't think it's on the same level as United. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And last but not least,
Last
no.
Portugal
Wolverhampton
FC.
Wanderers. Portugal FC. Yeah.
Who wants to start off?
Omar can start it. Omar can go ahead.
Okay. Well, obviously, being Portugal FC, they went a bit crazy with the Portuguese signing.
Yeah.
Nelson Semedo to replace Doherty. Obviously, I think that's an
Doherty.
upgrade. But
For their
we'll
system.
see, obviously. Yeah, but
I mean,
think
Doherty
Mason
really,
Semedo can do that.
I think Semedo's
obviously-
a better player than Doherty.
I think Semedo can do that role. I think
I don't know if
obviously
he does that as well as I don't think he can do it.
I don't think he does it as well as
I
Doherty
think
did.
I
we just have
think
to
he
wait
can
and
fit
see.
into that.
But
Yeah,
We'll
we have to
we'll
wait
have
and
to wait and
see.
see.
But on paper, it's a good signing. It is a good.
Yeah.
You know, one signing I'm really, really unsure about is Fabio Silva.
He did
Yeah.
apparently he looked really good at Porto.
But he's 18 for 35 million pounds. That's a big risk.
I mean, at
especially
least
for
he's
a team.
played. At least he's played some games, unlike
But for
who we signed,
Bro,
Diallo.
Played less than
30
45 minutes of first team football in his career. The guy that you
who?
signed, Diallo.
Diallo.
guy.
Oh yeah.
He's played
But
like
in terms
30
of Fabio
minutes.
Silva, right? It's the same thing for Diallo, but like for
No,
Fabio Silva, no. But you
This
got to look
guy's
at
a
the
bit
size of the
rude.
club. You got to look at the size of the club as well. Wolverhampton is not like a size that United is.
Yeah, that is true. To be honest, yeah.
They're not the kind of
yeah.
team that you should see spending like 35 million pounds on that untested 18-year-olds.
Yeah. That's
just my opinion on it. But yeah,
I don't think they would. I think they needed to strengthen, not get first team players into midfield, but have decent players on the bench. But like if Ruben Neves or Martinho gets injured or whatever, I mean I'm looking at their squad and they're lacking serious replacements for those two, and they're obviously a big part of that Wolves team.
obviously, but another thing with that Fabio Silva you got to consider is when he came in, he broke their transfer record. 18-year-old, I don't know. A team like Wolves, personally doesn't add up for me. Doesn't make sense too much. And then they broke it again with Semedo, but yeah, fair enough. Marcel, the Lyon player.
He looks decent.
He's got experience. He's about 31, I think it is. Can play
Do you know
centre
how much
back and
it
can
was?
play on the wings. I'm not too sure about the price, but
1.8 mil.
is that it?
Decent then.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure about Vitor Ferreira, but he's only on loan anyway. So
Yeah, another Portuguese player. I reckon.
Yeah.
obviously they lost Doherty and they lost. They sent Vinagre on loan, which I'm not sure. I'm not too sure why they did that.
I thought
But
he did
fair
well.
enough. Yeah, so I wasn't
Yeah.
too sure why
Mm.
they let him go on loan, but fair enough. So what are we saying for ratings then for Wolves?
I'd give it 5
Obviously,
or 6.
before obviously forgetting about Hover as well. Should back up, right back, centre back option as well. Young player. Not sure that does much to the rating, but I just wanted to throw that in there. Okay, yeah. So what were you saying?
5.
I don't know. I'd say 6. I don't think it was a.
Sort of stuck on this one. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought
Yeah,
it's
I'm
a
not-
very
I'm not
very average
sure.
win.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
it
really
just
average.
kinda
I'd say. I mean, I can agree on. I mean, 5. I'd say 6.
I'm gonna
though.
say 5. If the fee for Fabio Silva was less, I'd probably give it 6. But just because they spent so much on him, I just don't think that was a sensible amount to pay. So I'm gonna give it a 5. Hey, Sean,
Yeah,
any
yeah.
thoughts?
Since I'm unsure, I'm just gonna go bang average in the middle, 5.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
can agree with
Great.
that. 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we all agreed that Everton had the best window
Best.
out of the.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and
Who would we-
Burnley had the worst, I'd say.
And United, bro. That is disgusting.
United are a nomination, definitely.
But I think you say that, but obviously they still brought in players.
Yeah,
Which is
but,
the
Yeah,
main
but it's
I
not
mean,
about bringing in players. It's about.
it's not about bringing in play,
Right.
where
No, but
we
as
need
opposed
to
to-
improve.
As opposed
Where we
to
need to
Burnley
improve.
didn't bring in anyone.
Yeah, but
So
Burnley
you
weren't
can't
desperate.
improve if you.
United were.
The thing is, we need to look at like the relative size of the club, like the relative
Yeah.
transfer windows, because
And the way that
Obviously-
United handled the window was just a joke.
Yeah.
United
Also,
expected
but we don't
to
know.
bring in
We
their
don't
transfer
know
targets.
how well this Diallo guy plays.
Yeah, but they left
So
it
if
all
you
last
can't-
minute. It's not like it was a.
We had like
It's not like they've been
4
scouting the guy for ages, and it's like, yep, you know what, we want to pick him
No,
up.
no.
And
Apparently,
but-
we had been scouting him and Palestri for a long time.
But that doesn't make sense. Why you'd leave it so last minute?
Yeah, but exactly. That's why. it
Jay,
doesn't make
Jay,
sense.
it's the same
Why
thing
would
for
leave it
Arsenal
such
party.
last minute?
We've been scouting him for 7 months apparently. Like for Arsenal, we're looking to get him for like the last 7 months, and we still got him on deadline day.
Yeah, but I don't think it's quite the same thing because like
It's not the same thing
Partey
because
is such much more of a status player. Like he's a much higher status
Yeah.
And we
player.
were
So
trying to
Yeah, I know,
generate
but I'm talking
and
about
he was
like
one
the
of
whole
your main
the money.
last
targets.
minute thing.
We
For
didn't
Partey,
get
like,
any of our
we
main
had to get
targets.
Guendouzi out on loan. We had to get Torreira out on loan. You know, all on like the last day, so that we could afford Partey. With United, they've had the money. They just Yeah, it was a weird one with
Yeah.
United.
I'd say both. I don't know. Who'd you say had the worst transfer window then?
I think
Obviously,
Burnley still
the
had
main
the
two
worst,
candidates.
but
From
I
the
think
Personally,
I would actually say United from expectations.
Yeah. From where we're
I guess.
supposed, like where we're trying to get to, and like
Mm.
the
And what
type
people
of window we've
expected,
just had,
the
and what people
signings you made.
expected,
Yeah.
I think we had a disaster class. Absolute disaster class.
I think it's a tie then, but for the two biggest stinkers of the transfer
Yeah.
window,
Yeah.
Burnley and United.
Yeah.
all right. Thank you very much for watching. That was our review of the Premier League transfer window. Go check out our recent content. We did a review of the last game week. That was quite a good video. And we'll see you next week for the next game week review. All right.
All right.